The Ancient Lost Texts, the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga System Explained, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Narrated by Jagannatha Dasa and the Icon Players.
The Bhagavad Gita, often referred to as the Gita, is a 700-verse Hindu scripture in Sanskrit that is part of the Hindu epic, the Mahabharata. The Bhagavad Gita is set in a narrative framework of a dialogue between Pandava Prince Arjuna and his guide and charioteer, Sri Krishna. At the start of this righteous war between the Pandavas and the Kuvaras, Arjuna is filled with moral dilemma and despair about the violence and death the war will cause. He wonders if he should renounce and seek Krishna's counsel, whose answers in discourse constitute the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna counsels Arjuna to fulfill his kshatriya or warrior duty to uphold the Dharma through selfless action. The Krishna-Arjuna dialogue covers a broad range of spiritual topics, touching upon ethical dilemmas and philosophical issues that go far beyond the war Arjuna faces. The Bhagavad Gita presents a synthesis of Hindu ideals about Dharma, theistic bhakti or devotion, and the yogic paths to moksha or liberation. The synthesis presents 4 paths to spirituality: Gyan, Bhakti, Karma, and Raja Yogas. Numerous commentaries have been written on the Bhagavad Gita with widely differing views on the essentials. Vedanta commentators read varying relations between self and Brahman in the text. Advaita Vedanta sees the non-dualism of Atma, or soul, and Brahman as its essence, whereas other sects of Hinduism see Atma and Brahman as both different and non-different, and Dvaita sees them as different. The setting of the Gita in a battlefield has been interpreted as an allegory for the ethical and moral struggles of human life. The Bhagavad Gita is the best known and most famous of all Vedic texts, with a unique pan-Hindu influence. The Gita's call for selfless action inspired many leaders to the Indian independence movement, including Mahatma Gandhi. In fact, Gandhi referred to the Gita as his spiritual dictionary.
During the centuries in which Buddhism was establishing itself in the east of India, the older Brahmanism in the west was undergoing the changes which resulted in the Hinduism, which is now the prevailing religion of India. The main ancient sources of information with regard to these Hindu beliefs and practices are the 2 great epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The former is a highly artificial production based on legend and ascribed to one man, Valmiki. The latter, a huge conglomeration of stirring adventure, legend, myth, history, and superstition, is a composite production begun probably as early as the 4th or 5th century before Christ, and completed by the end of the 6th century of our era. It represents many strata of religious belief. The Bhagavad Gita, of which a translation is here given, occurs as an episode in the Mahabharata, and is regarded as one of the gems of Hindu literature. The poem is a dialogue between Prince Arjuna, the brother of King Yudhishthira, and Vishnu, the supreme god, incarnated as Krishna, and wearing the disguise of a charioteer. The conversation takes place in a war chariot, stationed between the armies of the Kauravas and Pandavas.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?